Hi everybody, hopefully everything's all sorted and on ends up being something. Yes, hi Jess, obviously it's working, that's marvellous. I think it's the first time in a few weeks where I've got everything right first time. So like I said last week's stream, I'm going to be working on a page in Fairy Tales, so don't think I'll be getting this finished today. I thought it might be nice to work on something a bit different. It's been nice working on the cute and cozy pages, obviously, which I might get back to you next week maybe, but for this week work on this. Hi. Oh, 750. Oh, that's nice. When I looked earlier, I think I was 755, so that's jumped up a little bit since I last looked. That's for sharing, Jess. Yep, getting closer and closer to that magical 1000. Just need hit the watch hours as well. But do you know what? Considering my first long video went out on the 4th of May, can't believe how quickly it's jumping up. Hi everybody. Surprised how quickly you're all there. When I just left Steve's stream, it sounded like you're all very mid conversation about having R's in or not in words. It looked like Steve's page was turning out nicely. So I've had a look in my colour combination book and kind of decided on this colour palette. So when I looked at the page, I thought, I'm guessing they're meant to be lemons. So I thought, right, yellow and then blue dress, which is probably a bit predictable. But anyway, I had a little look through different colour combinations that got blue and yellow in. I decided on this nice bright one. So it looks like a nice summary page. Go a bit crazy with the colours. Don't know whether I'll include the red or not yet. Might not include that. I think certainly the rest of the colours will work. So it'll be blue and yellow for the dress. Obviously then I've got a couple of greens for the leaves, although there's not a huge amount of leaves, so I might only need one colour for the leaves, or I suppose I could shade with both of them. And then that leaves me orange and 2 pinks for the flowers. Possibly the red, don't know. I'm not too sure what colour hair to do for her, so whether I do her as a redhead, I'm not too sure. But yeah, that was my thinking for the colours on this page, and I thought I'll use my Inktense tonight. Yeah, do you know what? I've been looking at this book for a few years. I think it was on Colouring Kids channel. I saw it first. It's quite a few years ago, I think now, at least 2, if not longer. And I couldn't kind of ummed and ahed because I thought, I don't know if I'll actually use it. I don't always use colour combinations. Like I use the Amanda Colour ones that she shares. But other than that, I don't normally use colour palettes. I wasn't sure if I'd use it, but I have used this quite a bit actually since I've had it for my birthday in June. So yeah, I'd say if you're in an orange, Jess, I think definitely go for it because there's just so many, and what I like is it's got like a big range for you to choose from. But then if you wanted to go for just a little selection of the colours, it gives you ideas on how you could do that, or what difference it will make if you use like more of the green and less of the others, or more of the blue and less of the others, and so on. So I think it's kind of, you can obviously stick to it as closely as you want to or not. I've just normally took it as like a bit of a rough guide here, so it's kept me a little bit limited on my colours, but not massively. Like there's still quite a few colours to choose from, isn't there? So Here we are. Husband's just said apparently he's adding links into, he'll be adding links into the descriptions in the video if anybody's wondering about this colour palette book. So let's start out with the, let's go for the yellow first, because I know they're definitely lemons. And I might not quite go for the yellow it suggests in the colour palette, because I want it to be like kind of a proper lemony, bright, really bright yellow, I'm thinking, on this dress. So I think I'm going to go for the sun yellow. And quite often when I do my Inktense, I know you can do kind of shading with different colours of your Inktense, can't you? But I tend to just go for doing a bit of a heavy application one side, going lighter, and then leaving it at that. Sometimes I might come in with a bit of pencil afterwards, but I don't always add like more than one colour to a bit. I tend to keep it quite limited. Sorry, just trying to get the book in a comfy spot. Here we are, so that I can actually get to these without knocking the camera, hopefully. Oh, that's good to know, Jess. It's not just me on the watch hours. It's a bit naughty of YouTube, really, isn't it? That you've got to get so many hours, and they've had so much content out of so many people. So it can always take quite a while to get up there. I know they're obviously doing it to make sure that, you know, you're not just doing a few quick videos, make a few, you know, a few quick books and then going. I suppose it's a bit of a quality control way, I guess, isn't it? That you're going to stick with it a bit, but and then when you think how long some people have perhaps been doing this before they've actually managed to monetize, I think it's a bit naughty of it. Do my live streams count for watch hours? I don't know, actually. I'm assuming they probably do, or at least definitely, I guess they do after the fact. Although it normally ends up, it gets added in like, is it 5 days afterwards or something? Because it says it, you know, they've got to verify that it's kind of genuine watch hours, I think, or whatever they call it. But I think live streams count. Which at least I suppose is a bit of a boost each week, especially for you now, Jess. Are you doing live streams a bit more often? Yeah, I mean, I must admit, I don't want it to sound like, you know, like I'm this is why I started the channel, because I really didn't think I'd ever be making money off it, to be honest. It's just knowing that I'm getting closer. It's like, oh, it'd be nice if I'm going to be doing it anyway. It would be nice to get a bit of money for it, and then obviously I can put it back into the channel and perhaps buy things that I perhaps wouldn't necessarily buy otherwise. So this is, you know, I've got my actual job. This is just kind of a bit of a hobby for me. And kind of my dream, once I do start making a bit of money off this, is to save up and try and get the other Clara Markova books that I don't have, which is obviously going to take quite a while because they're rather expensive, which is why I don't have them already. I thought then that'd be nice that I can look back on it in a few years' time and go, oh, I got that because I did YouTube and made a whole load of new friends along the way. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's what I mean, Zoe. Like, they've had, YouTube's had 6 or 7 years out of you, and you've done all that lovely content, and they just got monetized. Like, it's crazy, isn't it? So what's everybody been up to this last week? Feels like I've had a lot happen in this last week, to be honest. Finally reached the end of term, so that's nice. Actually on my summer holidays now, I don't know what colour to do the top band of the dress. I might wait, do the actual main bit of the dress and then decide what I'm going to do the band and that, whether I do a different shade of blue maybe on those. I don't know. Let's get this activated and come back to it. Fairy touch of magic. Actually, let me have a look on my shelf. I can't remember which ones I've got. I've got fairy celebrations. Oh, I don't think I've got a fairy touch of magic actually. Oh, well, that could be interesting, Zoe. Because you know what I've got? I think all three of these actually I've bought off YouTube. One, somebody was just having a bit of a clear out and like they literally hadn't been coloured in at all, which was really lucky. And then two of them were from Kirsty Colour and Sketch when she was having a bit of a clear out on eBay, I think last year. So they've got a few pages coloured in by her, but actually that's quite nice then when I look through them, because I can kind of remember her sharing them on her channel. Yeah, she is enabling, isn't it? You can see how quickly I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe. Although I, do kind of want, like I say, do kind of want to save up for them a bit, and see, are a bit of a splurge, aren't they? I can see why they are so expensive, and it doesn't help being in the UK. Obviously, you can't have them easily shipped here. Yeah, finally on my summer holidays, which is nice. Although we went in school this morning to get my classroom all ready for September. Husband got the boards backed for me because he's nice and tall, so he can do it really nice and easily. And daughter got all the books, like the reading corner books, kind of all tidied. And I've got everything else, the peg labels, tray labels, got all the books labelled. Generally had a bit of a tidy up and clean and all the jobs that kind of needed doing, but at least that's all sorted, ready for September, so I feel like actually switch off now. A couple of jobs to do at some point on my laptop, but nothing too much. Bit of printing. I sort my diary out for next year, but that'll be a nice job to sit and do at some point. Put YouTube on and sit and sort out my diary. You've done it then, Jess. You've gone for it. Hopefully you won't be disappointed. Like I say, I've used this colour palette but far more than I thought I would actually. Seeing as I don't normally plan my pages out, and to be fair, I've not really planned this this page out. I just looked and thought, right, I know I want blue and yellow. I don't know what to do for the rest. Just had a quick looked in the index actually at lemons, looked at the colour palettes that it suggested for lemons, and yeah, arrived at that one. And that's the only kind of pre-planning I normally do for pages. I don't spend long. I tend to just wing it as I'm going. Oh yes, on countdown now, just to Florida. We're very excited. We've been before. When daughter was it was before she started school, I think. And then we've been, I think, two other times. Once, the last time we went was at Christmas 2 years ago, I want to say. Might have been 3 years ago. And obviously there's been a lot changing at Disney since we went at Christmas. So yeah, we're excited. We've got 2 weeks worth of Disney tickets. Also going to be doing the Mickey's Not So Scary on one of the nights, which that's really cool. We've done that before. They have loads of different characters that you don't normally get to see, and they're all out in like Halloween dress up costumes. Last time we saw Stitch in his Elvis outfit, which I was very excited about, so I don't know whether he'll be out again this year. Saw Pooh Bear, Tigger and Piglet and that, and they were all dressed up. I don't think what they were dressed up as. I think pumpkin and things, I think. Anyway, they looked really cool. So yeah, and there's like trick or treat kind of, things where you can get lots of different, chocolates and things for free. And they've got different shows, so looking forward to that one night. We're going to be going to, I think it's 2 nights we've got booked for Halloween Horror Nights. That's the reason we're going a bit later than we normally do. When we get back, kind of not long before I'm back into school, because we've kind of always wanted to go. But kind of when the dates have been, it's never kind of fallen for us to be able to go. But I think they're starting very slightly earlier, or at least we're breaking up later and starting back in September a bit later, so we can actually manage it this time, which will be exciting. So that'll be quite cool. Oh, yeah, it's absolutely amazing there, Jess. If you do ever go, really, you won't be disappointed. It's just amazing. Obviously, ridiculously busy, but you don't really notice. Well, you do notice it, obviously, but they're just so efficient at the queues and just keeping everything moving. And you can like order a lot of your, if you're going just grabbing like a burger and fries and things from places to eat, you can just order it on the app and then do like basically click and collect for your food, and it's so much quicker than having to wait around in the queues to order it and then have to, obviously go and collect it. You can just chill at a table with a cold drink and then go and pick your food up when it's ready. So yes, it's busy, but they're so organised at Disney. It's amazing. Yes, do you know what? Yeah. I mean, it is still, it is still busy, but yeah, it's not too bad. There is just obviously a lot of Brits, especially over there, but then we're good at queuing, so I'm thinking for the dress I'm going to go for the Malibu, I think, because I think that'll be a nice bright blue. I don't think, no, we're only going to be going to Universal. We did wonder about going to Epic Universe, and they were like, oh, it's going to be absolutely bonkers there with it only just opening. So yeah, we're only going to be going and doing the Halloween Horror Nights in the evening. Probably won't even get any rides done, to be honest, with doing kind of the different scare things that they've got there. But no doubt we probably won't go back there next year. We'll probably go somewhere different next year, but no doubt we will go to Epic Universe at some point because it does sound amazing. Just like we've done Universal and Disney before, and we're far more bothered about going back to Disney than Universal. Partly we are bigger Disney fans just in general, but I don't know. Just a lot of can't get my words out. Nostalgia, I think, for going to Disney. Always seems to be a lot more to do as well with this, there's a lot of shows to. I mean, there is still a lot to do at Universal, to be fair, as well, but I don't know. We've always enjoyed ourselves more on our Disney days than our Universal days. Well, I think we've only got a couple of other days then. So we're going to go to Daytona Beach, which we've never done before. So it'll be a little bit of a drive on one day. There's a wildlife lake. I think it's a Apoca Lake, or I can't remember off the top of my head, something like that. And we've done that before, so we're going to do that one day. Now me and my daughter, we've been looking at the art shops, and we found one that we haven't been to before that is kind of not too far away, or at least, you know, while we're off doing other things, it shouldn't be too far away. So we're going to try this different art shop, see what they've got there. We normally try and pack quite light, and then we've got room in the suitcase to bring stuff back with us if we buy stuff, which we usually do. Daughter's very good at saving her pocket money up, so then she splurges while we're away, and also she then somehow manages to rope us into buying loads of stuff, even though she's took loads of her own money. Yeah, I have to start packing, not just yet, but work out getting the suitcases down from the loft at some point and double check we've actually, I think we've got everything we need, but we normally think that, and then we end up starting to pack and then go, oh no, we forgot this. So we normally try and pack at least a couple of days before we go, just in case. Do you prefer Walt Disney or Disneyland? Definitely Disneyland. Although it's smaller in California, it's, I don't know, it's just a bit more special. And it's really nice that you can just walk between the two parks there. And then we don't stay, well, we've never stayed on site, to be fair, when we've been, but like we can stay off site and literally stay in walking distance when you go in California, which is amazing. Obviously Florida's on a very different scale, so we've booked an Airbnb this time, which I think, depending on traffic, will be about 20 minutes to half hour away. Looks really nice though, hoping it works out okay. We've normally had pretty good luck on our Airbnbs. I've had one or two that maybe haven't been quite as nice as the pictures have looked, but they've not normally been, you know, too far off. Hi Dawn. See me getting my base of my inktense down. Yeah, currently looking and trying to work out what snacks I want to get while I'm there. So they do normally have some nice tasty food. Normally end up getting some bits and sharing though, especially like with the sweet treat kind of things, because they're normally either quite big or like way too sweet for just one person to eat, but they do have some cool things. There with my factor 50 on as normal. No problem, Zoe. Any sit down restaurants? Yes, we've managed to book. We're only doing the Sci-Fi Diner. To be fair, when you look at some of the restaurants, look absolutely amazing, but they're really not. They're a bit too fancy for our liking for a lot of them, especially husband and daughter, because they're really not adventurous with the food at all. But we tried last time we went to get Sci-Fi Diner, and just for love and money we could not get a booking. But somehow we've actually got a booking this time for Sci-Fi Diner, so that's exciting. So obviously with not, you can book your tables, but if you're staying on site, obviously you get to do that sooner than if you're not staying on property, which obviously why we missed out last time, because by the time we could book, obviously all the hotel guests had took all the bookings, which is, you know, it's fair enough. It's one of the perks of them paying so much to stay on site. So that was a bit disappointing, but so yeah, we've managed to get blue onto the. I'll definitely have to shade over that with some pencil. Just see if I can lighten it up a little bit. That's a bit better. So yeah, we've managed to get a sci-fi diner booking this time, so that's cool. So we've done that in the past. That's really nice. Kind of nothing fancy for the food at that one, but it's just like the whole experience there with it, you know, having like the old movie kind of clips playing and stuff. It's a lot of fun, that one. We might go and do Via Napoli at Epcot. We've been there before, but we've not actually pre-booked that one because kind of from experience we know we can probably just even book on the day there because they have a lot of tables and they don't book up quite as much as a lot of the other restaurants with them, you know, mainly pizza. I think they do some pastas. We've only ever had pizza, to be fair, from there. But there's normally always availability, so if we fancy going to Via Napoli again, that'll be easy enough, I think, to get booked if we want to. Yeah, if we change our mind, we can do that as well. But yeah, we tend to go and just try and get on kind of as many rides as we can, see a lot of the shows. Like, we will go and eat food, but we tend to make sure we've had breakfast before we go. And then it goes either one or two ways. Either we have early lunch or we have a later lunch. So we're kind of avoiding a bit of the rush when most people are going. And then, like, depending what time we've eaten lunch, if we have a late lunch, we'll just maybe have an ice cream or something kind of in an evening. And that might be about it, because we normally find, you know, we're more thirsty than anything. And sometimes when you get really hot, you're not actually quite as hungry, are you? Like, I suppose you fill up on water and then you're not always super hungry then. Certainly get our steps in when we go. Hi Zoe. Yeah, in the past I think we've done like 30,000 steps quite often on our Disney days, because we get there for like before the open, like we're there for rope drop, and then we tend to stay till about close, depending on what time the park's shut in. We probably will stay. In the past we've gone for 3, well, we are going on holiday for 3 weeks, but we haven't got 3 weeks of Disney tickets. We've only got the 2 weeks this time, so I imagine we'll probably stay later and try and fit in as much as we can, especially depending on the queue times for things. Yeah, daughter's getting very excited. Yeah, I think you eat a bit different, don't you? Kind of another reason for not wanting book too many sit down meals. We haven't got to worry then if we get stuck in a queue about missing something. To be fair, some of like just this, you know, the quick service places, it's not the most amazing food, but it's not bad. Favourite food in parks? Ooh, depends on which Disney park we're in. I'm hoping, I think I looked the other month and they still had it, and they've had it for quite a few years, so I'm assuming it's still going to be there on the menu. That in Animal Kingdom, there's a place that does like a really nice burger. That's normally what husband and daughter have, and they do like a sticky chicken. It's like a chicken in like a honey kind of sauce. And like sticky rice, and oh, that's really nice. So I'm hoping to get that when we're in Animal Kingdom. Not too, the other parks, if they're all right. It tends to be more just kind of burger or chicken and chips from a lot of the other ones. But I know that's definitely one meal I'm hoping that they still have at Animal Kingdom, because that chicken is, it's really nice. I say I had a look earlier on in the year, and they still got it, and they served that. Must have been easily 5 years ago. They'd got it on the menu, so I'm assuming that's just a firm favourite that just isn't going anywhere. It's making me hungry now. I had a big tea earlier, but Harambe Market, that's the one. And the problem with that one is they've not got air-conditioned seating. It is kind of outside, and you have to hope you can find somewhere in the shade. Epcot definitely have to be. Oh gosh, what's the new? There's a new one in the American Pavilion. The name of it eludes me at the minute. That'll bug me. Bye, Vera. Nice for you to join us. I'm gonna have to look it up. I can't think what it's called. Regal Eagle, that's the one. I managed to remember before I looked it up. Regal Eagle, they have like a brisket kind of sandwich, I guess, that's made with like Texas toast as the bread bit. Oh yeah, you're kind of on standby, aren't you? Oh, right, I better go. I shall be right back. Just going to go and pop my daughter to bed. Won't be long. There we are. I'm back. She's all tucked up. In fact, she's pretty much been in bed anyway for a bit now. She's been reading. Oh, 58 minutes. Not that you counted down at all then. Right, let that dry a bit. It's like some of the yellow's gone a little bit into the blue at places, but I think if I shade over that once it's dry, that'll be fine. Might add. Let's have a look at my blues. Oh yeah, I mean, one of her hobbies is definitely collecting books, because she's got far more books than she actually has time to read. And every time we go out to the shops, she's, oh, can we go? Yes, okay, we'll go and have a look in the bookshop. And then she ends up buying more, but she's slowly working through them. Might go for the dark aquamarine, I think, but I won't go super dark with it. I want something a little bit. Oh no, definitely. I feel like it's quite a good investment. A lot of the time we do buy them for her as well. We don't just let her use her pocket money. I think that's one reason she's kind of always done so well at school, is because she loves reading. And her teachers have always said it kind of shows in like her writing. she's hoping currently. I mean, she might well change her mind, but she has been toying with the idea over the last few years of maybe being an author when she's older. So obviously she might well change her mind, but here we are. So yeah, it's a little bit different, but not massively different, isn't it? This blue. Just add a little bit of a pop to it. Okay. Just trying to make sure it's definitely all activated. Okay, for this bit. Now I have got a colour picked out for a skin which isn't actually from my Inktense. I'll just finish activating this and I'll find it. So I have my Swiss colour ones. I've used it before for skin, although admittedly it was only on a very small character, but it turned out quite nicely because I'm not the most confident at doing skin. There we go. Yeah, definitely needs to fly. See how curly the page is getting already. Definitely I'll need to flatten this out a bit, won't I, once it's dried a bit. So where's me? Here we go. So I've used this one before for skin, which is from the Swiss colour ones. I got a pack of, it's a pack of 12 or 18. I can't remember quite how many was in the pack. Found them from like a discount store. It's kind of, it can be a bit hit and miss on what they've got in. They have all sorts of random stuff in. But we popped in one day when we were in town and saw them, and it was the last pack they'd got, so I thought, oh, I'll get those. Just realised I've missed a little bit of the dress there. I'll come back in and do those straps afterwards. It's because I was looking and seeing her hair and thought, oh, I haven't got anything of the dress there, but obviously a little bit. So I'll just do a light layer of this. See, that bit's definitely your arm there, isn't it? There we go. Is anybody else going away over the next few weeks? I bet a lot of people, if you can avoid it, it's better going away not in the school holidays, isn't it? Because the prices just jump up, don't they, when it's the school holidays? Just a bit naughty, really, but right, so that's definitely on. That's definitely on. So those bits. So just the floor. Right, I'll do a little bit on her face. Might base the lips actually in the same colour. And I don't think I'll add makeup to her, so I'll do all of her eyelids in the same colour as well. So I don't tend to pick pictures that have got people in. I've done the odd portrait. I think I've done 1, 2 Hannah Carlson portraits. Just make sure my brush is definitely clean. I won't accidentally put blue on her skin. Turn her into a bit of a smurf. Yeah, not the most confident at skin. I always love watching people's completed pages where they're like, oh, I love, I love doing skin, I love doing hair. And the pages look amazing, whereas I look at them and go, oh my God, I'd be terrified. Like, I just know mine wouldn't turn out like that. And there's something very daunting about getting skin looking quite right. Like them just looking an odd, unnatural kind of colour, and going too pink, too dark, too light, too, just not quite right. But at least this style of illustration, it's not cartoonish, but it's certainly not realistic, is it? So, and this was the page that was picked for July in the Instagram group I'm in, so I thought that's a good way of making me kind of challenge myself and do a page I might not do otherwise, because it is really pretty with all the flowers. Yeah, so finally done for the holidays. Daughter didn't finish till Friday, and she's out completely done now with primary school. So yeah, I had her leavers assembly, and see her actual last day of school, which was a bit weird, thinking that'll be the last time that we pick her up from there, but she's definitely ready for moving on. So then, yeah, she finished, her last day of school was Friday, and then we kind of nipped home and she got changed, and then we nipped straight out, went and watched Fantastic Four. That was really good. If you're a Marvel fan, I think you'll enjoy it, but I think anybody could enjoy it. I mean, Pedro Pascal's in it, what's not to like? Oh, thank you. Yeah, I think it's too. I did wonder about using my watercolour pencils. I thought that would turn out a bit light, although I think I've obviously got the yellow and the blue a bit muddied there, but I'll come in with a bit of pencil shading just to neaten that up. But at least it's given me a nice base on it. Although it doesn't look as if this blue's activating very well on here. Let's try again. Here we go. Looks a bit better now. I don't think the water is quite getting into the paper there. That looks a bit better. Right, I'll try and do the bits on the dress that I missed. So yeah, Fantastic Four Friday night. Did we do Saturday? We went to see the Addams Family musical Saturday night. That was really good. Yesterday was just kind of odds and ends, bit of food shopping and whatnot. Had a bit of a chill. Being a bit blue on the. Here we go. I'm not the best at managing to keep the colour where it's meant to be. There we go. But again, I can neaten that up with a bit of pencil once it's all dry. Oh wow, you've been a busy bee then. So we're getting 4 whips done. It's been interesting watching your weekend whips and seeing how you do a bit on this page, bit on that page. I still very much tend to just work on one page till it's done. Although having said that, I have got a couple of whips actually off to the side. One, I just need to get my watercolour paints out to paint the moon on one page. One I started just before tea. That one won't take too long to finish. So I've got this one now. And I've got another one that I've been working on for like a series of YouTube shorts, but I just haven't worked on it in about a month for now. I know once I get it out to work on it, I'll quite enjoy doing it, but it's just actually getting the time to sit down and do it. But I think it is, I can see why people do, you know, like why people have different whips. I've tended to just religiously stick to just doing one page and getting it done, but actually I've kind of been enjoying thinking, right, I'll, you know, do a bit on that page and do a bit on the other. I'm free, getting a bit looser with what I'm doing now, which has been quite nice. Now I don't know what colour to do with hair, so I'm going to leave that for now. I'll maybe go in and do the leaves, I think, because that's kind of the next obvious bit to do, I guess. So there's kind of two greens suggested. Let's have a look. We've got these bigger leaves, and they look like the same but larger. And there is those teeny tiny leaves as well, isn't there? And those ones. So I'll just use a bit of I'll choose two greens that kind of match these, and then I'll just use them in different combinations, I think. So let's have a look. So there's one that's lime green, and then that says vivid green. So let's have a look. So yeah, I'll use the actual lime green for one. It looks a very funny colour on the camera. It's not that colour. It is very much more a lime green. It's looking more yellow on my screen. So yeah, I'll use the lime green because that is quite a close match to that one. And then for the vivid green, I might actually use the vivid green, I think, because I think the mint leaf, I think that'll be a bit too light, and I think that one will be maybe a bit too dark. So yeah, let's get the lime green and the vivid green out, and then I'll try and work out which green's going to go where. Right, there's lime. There's my vivid. I'm thinking I might use just the vivid for the little ones, maybe just the lime for the leaves that have got like a bit of a pattern on, and then for all the other leaves I might just use a little bit of both of them and see how that turns out. So I might go in and do all the larger ones that are going to be the lime green first. Oh yeah, Pedro's been in such a lot of good shows, hasn't he? Good shows and good films. Still, I feel like I've been saying this for the last few weeks. We still haven't watched the end of Last of Us 2. We've still got, I think, 1.5 episodes left to go. We will get to it at some point. So husband the other day, I was like, we really need to get back and finish that and try and do it before we go away on holiday. So I don't think it'll be tonight because we started Happy Gilmore 2 last night, and I think we seem to have been watching it for ages, and then we were like, oh, it's getting quite late, and we've still got like, I don't know, 45 minutes left or something, even though we seem to have been watching it for ages. I mean, it was quite enjoying it. It's funny, but you know, when you're there thinking, oh, we've been sat here for a while, I thought this was nearly done, which makes it sound like it's not a good film, but you know, we were enjoying it. It's just a bit longer than we'd anticipated. I think we kind of thought it would be just like hour and 20, hour and a half, but I think it's nearly 2 hours, I think. See, I do these ones the same colour. Yeah, I can see that, Zoe. I can see why, especially when you're doing more of a, you know, kind of a complex page, or a page where maybe you're doing something with, I don't know, paint or something, and obviously needing to let it dry, you may as well work on something else while it's drying, haven't you? So I'm doing these leaves, that same lime green. So once everything's dry, I'll come in with a bit of shading it. Looks like there's another 1 or 2 leaves here. So add a bit there. It's just flower. They look like they're different leaves, don't they? Because the lines, they're slightly different. Although they are similar shape actually, but then the lines aren't going to the end. I might still do them the same colour though, because they are pretty similar. And I don't want to bring in loads of different greens. Let's just shade them a little bit differently, or I can maybe go over the lines on those ones with some gel pens or something to get rid of the black lines and make them look a bit different that way. Yes, no, I can, yeah, that's good thinking actually, Zoe. Like, you've chipped away and done like all the hard work earlier on in the month, and then yeah, left yourself some easier ones to, you know, just easy bits to get finished at the end of the month. I can't decide. Oh, I hate that when like it's, some people look and go, oh yeah, I know what that is. That looks like it's not a flower. Oh, I'm going to do all that bit as a leaf because I'm not sure as it is, but it doesn't look like any of the flowers. And I think doing it that colour will work. Right, I might do all the other greens and then I'll get it all activated at the same time. Oh, thank you, Becca. Oh, yes. Yeah, we've watched all the Mandalorians. Loved that. Really enjoyed that. And that's something, I don't know whether we'd ever actually have time to go back and rewatch it, but I would happily rewatch that again. So I think that's one of those shows, if you rewatched it, you'd notice, like, kind of knowing how it finished and then knowing how some of the characters, you know, what they do later on. I think it'd be very different watching it the second time. Right, that's just a petal there. I think that's just background. Right, so these are little leaves. Oh, do you know what? Somebody at work was on about that insomnia the other week. Like, some people had like completely finished it. Some people were only part way through. So obviously nobody wanted to give spoilers. And I'm sat there going, "What's that show? What's it about?" And they were like, "Oh, so that's give me a very brief overview without like giving anything away." And it does sound really interesting. Yeah, it's not the first time that insomnia's been recommended, so I think that definitely maybe needs adding to my list. I might do these with a bit of both greens, I think. Just hoping it blends together okay, but if it doesn't, I'll cover it over with a pencil or something. What's really annoying though is when you can see something that's right in the crease, but then you can't actually get to it. I'll have to do there. I'll probably end up finding, once I've come to colour the flowers, I'll end up finding a load of leaves that I've missed. I guess they're leaves there, aren't they, at the bottom of that flower? That's obviously one of those flowers, but from the side, I'd say. I think this looks like these are the leaves from this flower. Let's add a bit of green here. Yes, that that's kind of how people at work explained it. They're like, oh, we don't want to give anything away, but sometimes you maybe, sleepwalk and then you don't know what you've done. Like, it's that. It's like, oh, okay, that sounds very intriguing. Right, I think that's up the leaves, but I'll save those colours to one side so that I don't forget which ones I've done, because there's probably other bits that I've missed that will be a bit more obvious when I come to do the flowers. So I'll see how much I can get done tonight. Now, normally, if I didn't finish a page one week, I'd carry on with it the following week, but I'd kind of like to have this done by the end of July. So I'll probably finish this off camera so that I can get it done before August. Obviously next Monday will be in August, which is scary. So I'll activate all these light coloured leaves to start with. Maybe go back to doing like a cute and cozy page, I'm thinking next week's stream, so that it can be done, because next week will be the last stream then, before we go away. But yeah, I could maybe film finishing this page off, make it into like a little snippets video maybe. We're doing a bit of the shading, perhaps, if anybody would be interested in seeing me finishing it. Not quite as a colour along as such, but backing paper sliding. I don't want the rest of the page behind getting all wet. I could show just shading it like a few of the flowers and adding a bit of, if I do go over any of the lines with gel pen or acrylic pens, which I imagine I probably will do. I could film that if anybody would be interested. I've got, I think this Wednesday will probably be my part one of all my Lily Mayo completed pages going out. And then obviously on Sunday will be my completed pages for July. I'm trying to think other channel news. If you've not seen it yet and you're a big Cute and Cozy fan, I have got the new Fuzzy Meowies 3. So I've got a flip through of that up on the channel. It's very excited to see that was coming out. I'm sure I've seen on their social media there last week, they were like, oh yeah, it'll be like within a week or two. And I thought, oh great, okay. And then just happened to go on Amazon on, I think it was Friday evening. I was like, oh my god, it's out. I can order it. And annoyingly, if I'd have seen a little bit earlier, I could have had it on Saturday. Or possibly even sooner. I don't actually know quite when it went up for sale. Got it yesterday. So I was very excited to get that. Some really cool pages. There's a lot in it that are from shows that I've heard of but I've never watched, but that's only because there's a lot of TV shows that they're very big shows that loads and loads of people have watched. I think there's Breaking Bad, there's Better Call Saul, Handmaid's Tale, all obviously really good shows, but they're not shows I've ever actually seen. So when I was flicking through, I was like, I have no idea what that is. I did have to look at the contents page in the back for a lot of them, but There's still really, really cool pages. There's just a lot less films this time. I think they're probably pretty much all TV shows, I think, this time, which isn't a bad thing. So yeah, if you're wondering whether to get Fuzzy Me Ivy's 3, then yeah, you could always have a look at the flip through. It might help you to decide. Oh, cool. So yeah, I'll yeah, if people are interested in watching, I could sort out filming myself finishing this page off, because it would be nice. To be fair, all the other pages that I've kind of done on stream, I've made sure to finish on stream, but I say I don't really want it waiting till next week, because I'd kind of like, I know I'd have time to get it done before August, so it would be nice to have it finished so it could go in July's finished pages, which normally, like, you know, before YouTube literally wouldn't be bothered at all, but then before YouTube I would have just been, you know, working on one page at a time anyway. So if I was starting this page, I'd only work on this page then till it was done. So yeah, it's kind of one of the unexpected good things that's come from YouTube, actually, is kind of pushing me to have whips, because that's not kind of me. You know, kind of overly organised sort of person, so it's quite nice that I'm starting to flit a little bit more between pages. Oh, it's such a good hobby, isn't it? I think it is so good as well that there's just so many lovely people that enjoy this hobby as well. I'm trying to see if there's any other leaves I've missed. Oh, there is the little stems, isn't there? Right, I'll do those the darker green, I think. I'm sure I just saw another stem somewhere else. Oh, here. I mean, it's only tiny, but I think that might be it then. So I'll keep those colour to one side just in case, because there might well be something else I realise that I've missed. That little bit there. Sorry, I just realised I was off camera. There we go. Right, so let's have a look at the colour palette and try and decide which flowers might be. The trouble is, there's a lot of different styles of flowers, isn't there? Let's have a look. So it looks like I've got orange, a bubblegum pink, and then a hot plum. I obviously need some kind of colour for the centre of the flowers, but I suppose I could use that. Maybe use the yellow that I used for the lemons, so that it's bringing that colour around the page a little bit. So I'm trying to pick out some of those colours then. Let's have a look. So for the lighter pink, just put the colour palette back again. For the lighter pink, I will go for Pink Flamingo. Let's find that one. Get all these colours out and I can just keep them to one side. I need a hot plum colour. She's kind of pinky purple-ish, so I think I'm going to go for that fuchsia colour. So that looks quite pretty. And then I've got that orange, which it says it's a vivid toned orange, like orange bubblegum. Although I must admit I've never seen orange bubblegum. vivid orange, it says. So I'm wondering, I might go for the orange sorbet, I think. Try not to overthink it too much. So I'll use these colours, the ball flowers. Yes, I would say that, yeah, say they're definitely like a peony, aren't they, with how they're folded up. There seems to still be quite a few, like there's those ones, they kind of match, don't they? And then there's like that big one. And then there doesn't seem to be any others of that anywhere. I'll just wing this as I go. Okay, I might use the pink for these. Do I use orange? No, I'll do pink for these little pretty ones, I think. For these smaller ones, I'll do them pink and then try and work out lilies. Yeah, you can definitely see there's some that think, oh yeah, they look like a peony, lily, whatever. There just seems to be a lot of different shapes going on, doesn't there? So if not, I'd go, right, all of them of that style, I'll do that colour. But there still looks to be quite a few different ones, so I might have to double up on some being kind of the same sort of colour. So I know I'll come in with gel pen or acrylic marker or something for these fiddly bits. So I'm not going to worry about trying to get around any of those with my Inktense, because that would just be a real pain and I can't be bothered with that. So I know I'll do that with gel pens or something. But I will leave the centre bit alone. And like I say, I can either use the same yellow or maybe do those with a gel pen or something. Let's try and find all of the flowers that look roughly the same as these. Try and get right in the crease again. I think what we're doing for the rest of the week, we're off on a bit of a road trip later on in the week, doing more escape rooms. I think we've got 5 booked. So that'll be a bit of a long day, but that'll be good. Probably won't do too much the rest of the week. Have a few days at home. Husband's stay because he's self-employed. He'll still need to be getting his work done. So he won't finish till quite close to us going away. I think that's a different sort of flower, isn't it? It's a bit similar to that, isn't it? With having the dots on, I think. This one looks the same though. Well, it's pretty similar enough that I'll do it the same colour. Not exactly the same, but again, I'm not going to worry about going over the dots because I'll just gel pen or acrylic them. Make life easier for myself. Yeah, we'll probably play a fair bit on there's a computer game that we like playing, the 3 of us, Phasmophobia. It's a little bit scary, although kind of the more you play it, the more you kind of get used to it, and then it doesn't, it's not too bad now. I know when we first started playing it, it didn't half make us jump at times. We quite enjoy playing that. We end up all spread around the house. I'm upstairs on my computer, daughter's downstairs on hers, and then husband's obviously on his. So we can like talk within the game, and then sometimes you can't. So then we kind of like messaging in like our little family group chat. if you were flying the wall, it'd probably look quite entertaining. Oh, that's quite good fun. So maybe play a bit on that this week and next week as well if we're at home a bit. And obviously might actually be able to get a bit of colouring done. I need to get a fair bit done in the garden as well. Tidy up a bit, and still got massive holes to fill in the lawn where our bunny decided to do some digging. And when I say some digging, I mean quite sizable holes. So that'll be a bit of a job getting that filled in. Got some grass seed to put over it as well. We've had to buy like a little I don't know how to explain it. It's a bit like a wooden tile, kind of made out of like decking material, but it's not super massive. So we've just bought just one at the minute to put up one corner of her run where she's really been digging, and the hole's so it's getting so sizable. And even if I fill it in and jump up and down on top of it, obviously the ground is not going to be as hard as like the rest of it, so she'll just go straight back and dig in the same spot, and obviously it won't take her long at all then, because obviously the ground's going to forever be a little bit softer in that spot. So yeah, let's put this little wooden tile over it. It was quite comical when I popped it out yesterday, and she hopped over, she sniffed it, she looked at me, she sat on it, she sniffed it again, looked at me, and it's like, I know what you're thinking, but like, you need to have it there because I can't have you escaping. Little monkey. And obviously she's a rabbit and they do like to dig, but my gosh, I've never had a rabbit like digging quite so much. It's ridiculous. We've even like made her own little diggy tray, like with some compost and stuff in, so that she can, there's somewhere that she can dig where it's okay for her to dig, and she does dig in there a little bit, but she obviously knows she can't actually get out from there, so she doesn't, she only does it a bit, and then she's obviously like, nah, don't fancy doing that no more because I can't get anywhere. She's a very clever little girl. Right, I'm trying to work out, I've got the orange and then the deeper kind of purpley pink. Thinking I might do this one orange, maybe that one orange. I definitely want that one more the fuchsia colour, so I think that pinky purple will look really pretty there. Well, let's start and just get some of these coloured orange before I change my mind. Oh, sounds like a bit of a mammoth task there, Yolanda. I think shorts, they won't take long to film because, they're only short, but actually it takes a little while, doesn't it, getting set up. Actually, the actual recording of it isn't too bad, but it's getting everything else done and getting it uploaded and everything, isn't it? Like, I keep thinking, oh, this won't take me long, and then it's like, oh, wow, that took longer than I thought. Must be a nice feeling though, Yolanda, that you're done. That you're done sorting them. I'll make it a highlight in the middle, I think, on this petal. So I'll see. I'll do a little. Oh, I didn't realise. Do you know what? I didn't realise what time it was. Last time I looked, it was only 9:30, and I thought, oh, I'll get a fair bit more done. I can't believe it's already 9:45. Just base a couple more. and then leave it for tonight, I think. I'll have to go put my guinea pigs to bed. Getting bigger now. They were just like slightly large hamsters when we got them. I think we've had them about, about a month, I guess. And they're definitely growing and showing the little personalities. Albert's definitely the gentlest. He's not quite as wiggly. Alan is just absolutely crackers. I'm amazed he's not jumped when I've been carrying him because he's just so wiggly and very impatient. And then Clive's somewhere in between, kind of personality wise, but he's getting huge. He's growing much faster than his brothers. So I'm guessing the kind of guinea pig he is going to end up being quite a big. I think he's going to be quite a big boy, I think, when he's finished growing. I'll do that one this same colour as well, I think. So I'm hoping I can maybe, I'll say I've got a couple of whips on the go that should be quite quick to finish. I might even be able to finish those tomorrow. I'll work on this again tomorrow night and film it. I might be able to do a couple more, maybe some of my cute and cozy books that I haven't coloured in yet. Because I can do that kind of during the day while I'm sat with my daughter. I think I'll do that one, that fuchsia colour. That one. I do those the orange as well, but I feel like that'll be too much orange. I might do those the pink as well, the same pink that I'd already done, but I might just add a bit of the fuchsia here. Might look at my uncoloured books if I get time and see if I can get a few more done. I know there's a couple of I think it's in my fuzzy, I can't remember which Fuzzy Meowies it is. I know one I think is definitely in number 3. I just can't remember which the other one is in, whether it's number 1 or 2, but there's definitely a Wednesday page. There's definitely one in number 3, and I'm sure there's one in either number 1 or number 2. I thought they'd kind of be nice to get done because the new series is out soon, isn't it, on Netflix? I'm looking forward to, well, we're hoping to sit and rewatch season 1 before the new one comes out, because we can vaguely remember what happened, but not completely. And it is a good show, and there's not actually that many episodes, is there? So we thought, oh, that might be a nice one to kind of rewatch. I do that quite a lot, rewatch things. Especially if we're tired at night, we'll sit and rewatch something that we've seen before. And at least if we fall asleep, it's not like we're going to miss something. But then if you're rewatching something that's really good, you don't mind kind of watching it again, if that makes sense. We kind of have a few programs on rotation that we'll watch when we're quite tired, which comes Convenience on Netflix. That's really funny if you've not seen that before. That's quite easy watching. I can't remember how many seasons there is of that, but I think it might be 4. I think there's quite a few episodes anyway. We kind of rewatched that a couple of times. We've rewatched What We Do in the Shadows a few times now. That's on Disney Plus. I think that one's on. That's really funny. We're forever quoting random bits from it. We do that with Kim's Convenience actually as well. There's like random little bits we'll quote. Even our daughter's literally never seen them, but she ends up quoting some of the same bits that we quote as well, which is quite entertaining when she's never even seen it. We do rewatch Parks and Rec as well, although not as much as the others, because it's not, I mean, it is a comedy, but it's not quite as easy going. Well, it is easy going, but I don't know. When we're feeling tired, we want something a bit more comforting, I think. And yeah, Kim's Convenience and What We Do in the Shadows are just so funny and silly. Is it number 2, Jess? I need to remember to have a look through and mark the page, because that's one I thought, oh, that would be nice to kind of colour while I'm looking forward to the new season coming out. Like the Stranger Things pages, I thought, oh, I'll try and do those in, I think, is it October the next Stranger Things is out? I'm assuming it's October, isn't it? It'll be for Halloween, I imagine. So I want to try and get some of the Stranger Things pages done. So again, I know there's definitely one in number 3. So I remember seeing it yesterday when I did the flip through, but there's definitely one in one of the other ones, because there's the one where oh, what was her name, where she's levitating up in like the graveyard. Oh, what's the name of her character? I can picture it. But yeah, there's that page as well in one of the Fuzzy Meowies ones. Right. Still don't quite know what to do for the hair. I'm thinking I might Max, that was it. For some reason I got Bonnie in my head and I knew it wasn't Bonnie. I might use, possibly looking at the colour combo, I'm obviously not going to use that kind of a red for the hair, but I might make a kind of a reddish brown colour, I think, for the hair, I think. But yeah, I'll do the rest of the flowers using the same kind of colours. So I'll do a few more definitely in that fuchsia. Probably these nice big ones, I think. And I just need to work out what to do for those last couple. I might put a bit more of the pink in, maybe. So that's a gentler colour, isn't it, than the orange? I think there's possibly enough orange on there. And then, yeah, I'll do a bit of pencil shading. So, yeah, I'll record little clips. I maybe won't record the whole bit, but I'll record little clips of me doing some bits and probably speed it up a little bit. And then try and get that out. Well, obviously, once I finish the page. So, hopefully, before next Monday stream, it'll all be done. And there'll hopefully be a video for you to watch if you're interested to see me finishing it. And yeah, then hopefully my completed page video should be going out Sunday if I get it recorded and edited up, which is the plan. So on Sunday, maybe see all my completed pages for this month. But let's have a look at what we can maybe do on stream for next week. So I'll look at the ones that I'd kind of been planning on colouring. So I'll just move that out of the way while it dries. So I'd got these 4 books that I'd kind of picked pages out of. So in Silly Crimes, I'd picked out that one. With like it there, obviously nice red balloon for that one. In Comfy Days, I'd picked this claw machine one because her daughter's been eyeing up some different arcades she wants to go to while we're on holiday. So although there's Christmas teddies in there, that's kind of why I'd picked that page. Cozy Hawaii. I'd picked this kind of rainy page. And then in this one, I've gone for like the Space Centre page. So don't mind whichever page, you know, people are thinking for next week, on next week's stream. These are the pages I was hoping to get done in August. So we could do one of these next week on stream if anybody's got any preference. If not, I'll just see what I fancy doing next week. If nobody's bothered either way, that's fine. I can decide. So yeah, we've got the space page. We've got Cozy Hawaii. Got that nice kind of rainy day page. Got the claw machine one in Comfy Days or Silly Crimes. We've got that it page. Oh, Cozy Hawaii. Yep, I think we can do that, Jess. If nobody else is desperate to see any different one, then sorry for knocking the camera. We could definitely work on that one next week. And if it's anything like my other streams, should hopefully be able to get it all done in one stream as well. So there's a lot of elements to colour. I mean, obviously the actual building, that'll be all kind of the same colours, and some of the leaves are repeated, so they'd kind of be the same colours. So I don't think it will take too long. So yeah, we'll go for that one then in next week's stream. So next Monday, week on that page from Cozy Hawaii, and then that'll be my last live stream then, until after I've been away, which is a bit weird to say. Well, that's soon come round. So hopefully, oh, and Audrey's saying Cozy Hawaii as well. That's good. So 2 votes for that page. Always happy to go with what people are fancying seeing. So yeah, we shall work on that next week, and then I'll sort out getting this page finished and record little bits of it and put it together into some kind of a video, like a bonus one. That could hopefully come out before next Monday, because hopefully, obviously, I'll have it done before the end of the month. So if I can get that sorted, so I get that sorted. It's my husband who does most of the editing, so if he can manage to put it all together, then you'll have a bonus video in between, like Wednesday's Lulu Mayo completed page video. Like I've got quite a few of her books. That's going to be part 1, part 2. So part 1 will be this Wednesday for my Lulu Mayo completed pages. Sunday will be like July's completed pages. Live stream next Monday, and then hopefully, like I say, bonus video for this one. And like I say, if you're into your cute and cozy books and you're interested in Fuzzy Meowies 3, I have got flip through up on the channel if you're wanting to see in it. I've done it as a short, but then I've also done it as like a long form, kind of slightly chatty video, although it's still only about 10 minutes long, so it's not too bad. Oh, apparently part 2 is going to be the 6th of August. So obviously my husband's dropped that into the chat there for everybody. He's done the maths and worked out what date the part 2 of the Lulu Mayo ones would be. Oh, exciting, Jess. I say it snuck up on me. They'd commented on their Instagram, going, "Oh yeah, it'll be next week," as in like this week. And I thought, "Oh okay, I won't keep checking. They've said it'll be this week." And then it was there. So whether they released it earlier than they thought, or maybe it's only in certain countries it's out at the minute, I don't know. But yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Because they're such cute books. Anyway, better go and get my guinea pigs fed and tucked up into bed, and my little bunny too. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Obviously, please click like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does really help the channel, and also puts a massive smile on my face. It's the first thing I do in the morning. Double check how I'm doing on subscribers, seeing if I've got any comments to reply to, and it really just put a smile on my face when I see that people are not just watching, but they're obviously enjoying, if they're taking the time to drop me a comment as well. So thank you for joining me, everybody. Hope you have a lovely week, whatever you're up to, and I'll hopefully catch you next week. Take care. Bye.